Hey guys, it is April from Getting Hygge With It. Today I wanted to talk to you about the narrators that I personally love to hate. These are really shitty people, essentially, but I personally, you kind of fall in love with them. You can't help but like them, even though they're so bad. Let's get into it. The first narrator that I personally loved was Joe in You. Now this was a very upsetting moment for me when I realized I was falling in love with Joe, because Joe is a psychopath. He is not a good guy. He is a stalker, and you are reading from the perspective of the stalker, and you know that he is doing these horrible things to these girls, these innocent girls, and yet you're like kind of rooting for him. And it's one of those moments when you're reading that you keep reminding yourself, wait just a second, April, because this guy is a bad guy, and yes, you're reading from his perspective, but you can't be on board with this because it's just wrong. It's all sorts of wrong. And you know, Joe will come up with all sorts of reasons why he's right, and there are moments where you're like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. No, like, it's just wrong, but you kind of love to hate him. The second narrator that you can't help but love is Amy in Gone Girl. Amy is incredibly manipulative and incredibly cunning, and I kind of liked it. I still kind of like her. Genuinely, I kind of like her. I would be petrified to be friends with her. I am scared of her, but I also really like her. So Gone Girl follows a couple. The man in this couple comes home one day to find his wife is gone, and Amy has disappeared, and what happened to Amy? And then you read from Amy's perspective, and you know, is she a victim? She is a victim to a certain extent. It reveals her layers. She is not cookie cutter, and what I loved about Amy is that she's just not a doormat. You cannot walk all over Amy and get away with it. She won't let you. And I kind of liked that about her. I don't know what it is about her, but I just like her still. The next narrator that you just love to hate is Paul Lohman in The Dinner. Oh my gosh, this is a really fun book because it takes place over the course of just one dinner, and it's two couples that get together, and the men in these couples are actually brothers. And Paul Lohman is our narrator, and he hates his brother. His brother is a politician, his brother is no good, his brother is pompous, and he goes on and on and on about how much he hates his brother. And you as a reader are like, yeah, he does seem like a complete jerk. Totally, I don't like him either. And as you go on, you see just how judgmental Paul is, and how much he holds a grudge. And you also find out that he'll do anything to protect his family. That's all I'm gonna say, but Paul is definitely one of those characters that I love to hate. He is really, really fun to read. I know that some people who read The Dinner get frustrated by Paul, and they actually found it really slow. And I could see that. I do understand that, but I personally fell in love with Paul and just couldn't put it down just because of his vivaciousness and how opinionated he is about the people at the dinner table. Is really fun. Finally, I personally couldn't help but love to hate Robert Neville in I Am Legend. Now, Robert Neville is the last man on Earth, and he is living in his home, and it's boarded up, and at night when he's trying to sleep, all he can hear are the vampires outside of his home calling out his name. It's actually a really creepy book. I was genuinely scared reading I Am Legend. It is nothing like the movie. That movie with Will Smith, I actually liked, and I still like, but I wish they would have called it something completely different because it's not this book. Totally different storyline. I think there were zombies in that movie, and these are vampires. So, no. So our main character and narrator, Robert Neville, is really sexist. He's so sexist. He just objectifies women and the vampires outside, essentially. He objectifies them. He is also a raging alcoholic. He just doesn't have very good traits. But at the same time, he's the last man on Earth, and so because he's the last one standing, you can't help but root for him. You're not rooting for the vampires, that's for sure, because they're so unbelievably creepy. Anyway, I just thought this would be a fun little video to do. These are some of the narrators that I personally just love because they're so bad. They're so bad that they're good. Anyway, I hope this finds you well. Let me know what narrators you've read where you know that they're a bad character, but you just kind of like them anyway. I'd really like to know because it's fun to read those characters for sure. I hope this finds you well, and I'll see you soon. Bye!